From voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery. So he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The 2025 Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open is back at the Bog. Tune in all day July 15th for our ESPN Milwaukee crew having fun and hitting the links. The 2025 Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open is sponsored by Marquette Athletics, PCI Construction, Discount Liquor, Loyal Family Renovations, The Jewelry Center, and Tony Wendorf and Associates. Join in on the fun July 15th on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
St. Anne's Center for Intergenerational Care recently switched to James Imaging Systems for their document imaging technology. Why? CFO Sally Parente.
Well, I think that boils back down to the service. We have a good partnership with James Imaging.
With James, you get more than a vendor relationship. You get a local business technology partner.
Oh, absolutely. I can pick up the phone at any time, contact our representative, and he's right on it.
James Imaging Systems, business technology, and local support for more productivity, more value.
Definitely. We're a nonprofit here. We have to watch every penny, so we really feel very comfortable in that area with James Imaging.
Comfortable enough to recommend James Imaging Systems to others?
Well, without hesitation, I would recommend James Imaging. They won't be disappointed.
James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor. If it's a celebrate or tailgate, when you're gonna recreate upstate. If it's a holiday, birthday, any date, you can save at discount liquor.
It's the world's largest music festival, and you'll be there compliments of Discount Liquor. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. There is no other party like Summerfest. Buy any one 15-pack of 16-ounce aluminum bottles of Miller Lite, Coors Light, or Coors Banquet, or any one 12-pack of Happy Thursday Spiked Refresher, and receive one free Summerfest ticket. Visit us at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and in Barstow and Maine in downtown Waukesha.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings.
See us for your free Summerfest ticket and check out our specials at DiscountLiquorInc.com.
Discount liquor.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Walson. Right now, UWD is running their home improvement season sale. Payments as low as $99 a month or no payments and no interest for an entire year. Call 414-410-2000 or go to universalwindowsdirect.com.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Northbound 41, we had an earlier accident right over Capitol Drive that had the left lane blocked. Looks like they have cleared that accident. However, the delays are there from Blue Mound Road all the way up to Capitol Drive. Southbound slowing down from just before Appleton Avenue down past Capitol as well. Northbound 43 slowing down out of the Marquette up to Keefe. Westbound 94 slowing from 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast today, midday clouds, afternoon haze with a high of 75. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 63. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, this is Homer. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Is this a thing that y'all do where you just pee outside?
Yes. Saving water, conserving water.
What do you mean saving water?
And it's good for the soil.
Not flushing?
Yeah.
Well, I was in the locker room showering, and I had to go, so.
There we go. No, I would say on average I zizzle, 8 times a day. 4 are outside.
What? If you're sitting on the couch, will you go, I gotta go pee and walk out the back door?
Or the front door.
Anyway, I think the guy in the shower opposite saw me. Gave me a dirty look.
You went in the shower.
Yeah, so what? I'm not the only one.
The front door?
I got big arborvitaes right in front, and I hide behind those.
Could it be because you don't want him to know that you have a friend who pees in the shower? I think it is. I think that's exactly what it is.
Why couldn't you just wait?
I was there. I saw a drain.
Since when is a drain a toilet?
It's all pipes. What's the difference?
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight. He ain't doing nothing but running his mouth. Talk about it, we all about it. They making plans, we sit and count. Our chat is stacked just like a mountain. You heard about it, she running her mouth. She wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight. He ain't doing nothing but
Not Joshy and I just getting the logistics figured out as I am coming to you live this morning from Bristol, Connecticut. Oh, hey guys, now I see you on the stream. How's it going?
What do you mean? You didn't have to work yesterday.
Weather sucks. What else?
Yesterday was a fine day.
I've lost an hour and a half of sleep.
That's not my fault.
A lot of work.
What work?
That's about it.
What work?
A lot of yard work there, bro.
Oh.
Got to grind. It's just the
I
weather.
thought you loved yard work. I don't understand. I thought this was something you enjoyed.
I'm
He
starting
does.
to enjoy it less.
He does. But the thing he enjoys most about it is complaining about all the work that he has to do. That's his favorite part about the yard work.
That's fair. That's fair. It's June what?
Today's the 10th.
And I have to wake up to 48 degrees outside? Are you guys out of your minds?
You know, toughen
What do you
up.
expect on June 10th?
I mean, I expect you to be tough.
I expect 82.
You're
and
supposed to be
sunny.
You're supposed to be the grinder. You're supposed to be the tough guy of the group, and that's what I expect.
I mean, granted, I left 92 in.
And you were starting to complain
Sauna.
about how that was too
Yes.
hot.
But I mean, I would think June 10th would be luscious.
It is. You got a high of 75 today. It's gonna be great.
All right. Okay.
Just when you wake up and the sun's still barely
I like
peeking
the
over
sun
the top.
Up. I do like the
Yeah,
sun.
oh,
the
that's-
sun up is nice.
If we were to power rank toughness on this program,
Yeah, I'd be 4. Yes, I would be 4.
All right. As long as,
Yeah.
as, long as we're all on the same
I was
page.
going to big reveal you as
No.
fourth, and you jumped in.
No.
You said, no, that's me.
I'm a marshmallow. I am so soft. Yes.
Wait, how can you be a grinder and this soft?
It's a good question.
Those don't seem to go hand in hand.
I don't think I'm a grinder anymore. You know?
Isn't that what he breaks? Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Is everybody else on the panel?
here's
Doesn't he
the
say
deal.
he's a grinder like 7 times every week?
I bought the golf clubs back, not by choice. I was told to, so I brought them back. And if I didn't play well, because golf, if I don't play well, I don't care.
Yeah, I've heard
So-
stories.
If I don't play well now, I'm either leaving the course or I'm bringing everyone down to my level. That's it. What would you
Worst
rather
person
have?
to golf with.
What would you rather have?
Leave.
If I'm playing in a foursome with you, leave or bring everyone down?
I'd prefer you leave.
Yeah, go home.
All right.
Get out of here.
Wait, is there any chance he's going to offer some entertainment value?
Oh,
If
yeah,
there's
bringing you
entertainment
down
value,
is
I would
entertainment
consider it.
in my eyes.
Yeah, I was about to say, bringing everybody else down is
Yeah.
entertainment for him. It's not entertaining for me to be brought down to his miserable level.
You know what the worst thing to do, Jen, with good golfers when I bring them down? I would destroy Gabe. Gabe's game would be done. All you say to him is like, when did you get that hitch in your swing?
It's always been there.
Yeah, but he'd know that you were. Can't
Can't fight
with
it.
him.
Can't fight it. No, you can't fight it. I'm relentless.
What happens if I pipe the next one or stuff the next one?
Then I start going over to the top positive. And then your mind will be like, what is he doing
See,
now?
okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Psychological warfare. This is something I can get behind.
Yeah.
Are you trying to tell us you're the dude from Happy Gilmore? You're the jackass dude from Happy Gilmore?
What, the guy with Where he punches him?
Well, he punches out Bob Barker.
Yeah, but he had it coming.
The guy that stands in the gallery
I
and
know.
says, "You are never gonna make this putt."
Oh, that guy, yes. Just not as vocal. That guy was a little loud.
Not as
obnoxious.
overt.
I do
You're
it
saying you would have done it a
subtly.
little more.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd argue you do nothing subtly.
You think?
I mean, again, you're known as the elephant because of all the sounds you make in the
Yeah.
morning. You're 6'6". Like, it's just tough for you to do anything subtle. It's always big motions.
Yeah, I know. I'm a heavy walker, too, which is not a good
It's got the heavy step of a tired old man.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right, I'm good.
Got that out of his system.
What are you doing in Bristol, Jen?
Speaking of being a tired old man, I had the hotel experience last night. Hotel bed last night, hotel bed the night before. I am struggling. My neck is so locked up, right up here, right at the base of your neck. I can't even turn my head all the way to the left right now. This is the biggest thing. I've said this before when I have gone on my travels. This is the biggest thing that keeps me from wanting to travel is not sleeping in my own bed. Chew, do you at least have the same bed at your house in Florida and your house in Wisconsin?
Yes, I believe all the mattresses are the same.
Oh, what
They're
a
all
luxury.
Costco, which are wonderful, and we're going to get to that later on in the show. But no, it's not a bed thing, Jen. It's a pillow thing. Your pillows are all screwed up. It's not the bed.
Yeah, but hotel pillows are the worst. Do I need to start packing my own pillow? I think we need to
You know
decide
what?
that here and now today.
Isn't there a service in big cities where you can like rent a pillow?
I don't know about renting, but I will have no shame to call the front desk and say, "Hey, we need some extra pillows up here." And usually they can accommodate you.
Extra is fine. There were 4 pillows on this bed last night, but the problem is as soon as I put my head on all of them, any of them, even them all stacked, you go right to the mattress.
Yeah, the
they have
pillows
they have no, what do you call it? Like
integrity?
Yeah, sure. They have no integrity.
Pillow integrity.
Yeah. How many pillows do you sleep with? I'm a 2.
Support also probably.
2?
Yeah,
Everyone a
support's
2?
probably the better word.
Everyone a 2?
Yeah, I'm usually 2. I've got 2 on the bed.
I'm required to have 3. If I could have 6, I would. I want to be surrounded by pillows.
Really?
You know what?
All over.
Angie puts one between her legs,
Love that move.
which is weird.
Isn't that
girls do that?
Is that like a back thing? Like some people do that to like
I think it's
alleviate.
a pregnancy thing. Isn't that? She's not pregnant.
I was about to say, are you breaking some news here, pal?
Yeah.
Is this why you're so upset?
I think it's for spine alignment because when you lay on your side, your hips, that top hip sort of drops, right? Your knees kind of drop together. And so it's to kind of keep the legs parallel. I think that's what it's supposed to do. You guys, you're going to see me on the stream today if you're watching on the YouTube. I'm like over here just like, ugh, ugh. You know how I look like? I look like the Egger character from Men in Black. You know that guy, the alien that inhabited that dude's body? And he's just kind of like,
I thought,
that's how I feel.
I thought we'd be farther along with sleeping at this point in 2025.
What do you mean?
Like you'd go into like a gel little coffin.
Instead of a
and
bed?
you'd just be like floating. Yeah. Right?
I think you're referring to the Matrix.
You know what I'm saying? You just get into a gel bath and it's just like you don't need to move.
We
'cause
tried
you're
water
just
beds.
I was about to
so
say, didn't they try
comfortable.
this in the 80s? I mean, I thought waterbeds kind of failed.
Sand. Now waterbeds are terrible.
I remember my parents used to have a waterbed when
My
I was a
aunt and
kid.
uncle did,
They
too,
had
yeah.
they had a waterbed. They eventually got a real mattress.
I mean, sleeping technology has unequivocally improved.
yeah.
Like some beds have like cooling systems built into them where they'll rush air through the mattress, and like you've got all the Tempur-Pedic stuff. Like it's really the problem is people sleep different, and some people have different needs. Some
That's
people
why the gel bath.
I don't know if gel is going to provide the support some people would require because there's all differing levels of firmness to mattresses.
Yeah, I prefer a firm mattress. I like the firm.
All right.
When's
How
the last
about
time y'all
hotel
went
firm?
mattress shopping?
When we bought the house.
Walked into a mattress store.
When we bought the house.
Recently.
Yeah.
Because we did this a few weeks ago. Because again, I'm trying to get a new mattress and trying to decide if I want to put some money towards it. But it is amazing how there are so many different options. To Joshy's point,
yeah.
right? It's not just your soft and firm, right? And maybe there's a medium in there. It is all of the things. There are box springs. There is foam. There is cooling. There is pillow top. There is. I mean, it was a wild experience, so much so that I was like paralyzed by all of the options, paralysis by analysis sort of thing. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to have to come back later. I cannot make this decision right now. But I think you see, guys, from a technology standpoint, Joshy, all of the ways that pillows have changed.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, what was that pillow that came out a few years ago that was like the purple pillow or something? And it had like the cells. Like all the cells that were grouped together,
It's
and
like
then they would
like
drop
a gel
like a bowling
almost.
ball on it or something.
The consistency of it, it's very wiggly.
I got a memory foam. Those are awesome.
I hate those.
Why?
I don't find them comfortable.
Remember when they used to be feathers?
You could still get feathered.
Yeah, if you wanted to get a feather pillow, you could.
And they pop out and stick you in the head?
Yeah, it's
That's
not great.
fun.
Yeah, you wake up and it looks like you ate a chicken in bed.
That's fun. You know what the funny thing is?
Carrie,
the funny
the
thing,
hell you dressed like a chicken?
The funny thing is talking about this, I've already done power rankings.
Yeah.
And I'll give it to you now because it's going to be kind of difficult, but it's the top 10 inventions that changed the world.
Okay. I like that.
It's creative.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I can get
grind.
behind that.
See, I grind. See, that's evidence of a grind.
There we go.
Am I right?
Came up with a great idea.
I don't want to jump the gun here, but is the nuclear bomb not the 100% of the time?
Can we not guess now?
That one just sticks out.
It's taking away from the hard work I just did.
You are the one who threw it out there at 7:14.
I don't want guesses until 8:20.
Well, we got
one. Okay, maybe you should have established that. Maybe you should have said that.
So I want to go and revisit something that Jen just said. So it seems like, and maybe because you said you were a little overwhelmed with all the options, but you said you're debating whether you want to put money into the mattress. I'm telling you right now, put money into the mattress. You will not regret it.
Shoes,
mattress, the aching that I'm having right now, the pain that I'm having right now, guys, it's pushing me in that direction. Right? Because this is not sustainable. And I'm not saying that this is what happens when I'm at home, but like, again, if I'm going to be staying in this hotel regularly going forward, I can't do this. Maybe I just leave a pillow here. Maybe I just leave a pillow in Connecticut at the hotel.
Wait, you think they'll just keep it for you at the front desk? I was about to say, I mean, maybe if you keep it in the studios there in Bristol, but then you just have to swing by the studios to pick it up before you go to the hotel.
Maybe that's a business we should start. Rent a pillow. There's hotels everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, again, it seems like a strange idea to begin with. But when you think about it, I mean, when you're renting the hotel room, you're basically renting a pillow. So what's the difference?
Yeah, there's just...
Right, exactly.
The cleanliness is like... I don't want Uber delivered unless I'm keeping said pillow. I'm not going to entrust some gig economy pillow company. It's going to be gross.
No. Grosser than a hotel?
Yeah, I was about to say, the hotel's just as gross.
They're not washing the comforter, I can tell you that.
I understand that, but we have an understanding with the hotel. With this other thing, how do I know where they're storing it? How do I know how often this pillow is being used?
How do you know that with the room?
Right, but...
Wait, Joshy, did you miss the part where we own this company? This is a Jen, Gabe, and Chewy owned company. I feel like we can do quality control with
I'm not
going
to treat them like I treat my socks.
Yeah,
I'd actually wash.
You're being
not in charge of
spearheaded by
quality
the
control.
grossest person we know.
He's just
But
the
then
money.
again, number 4.
He's just the money behind the operation, Josh. The rest of us are going to run it, make sure he gets a good ROI, and he's going to be happy.
No, if we're involved, he might be a good business owner currently because Ange is around.
Yeah.
But when it's us 4, he's going to have some ideas, and we're going to need to put them in action because he's going to say, well, do you want the funding or not?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be path of least resistance.
See?
Yeah.
He's a pushover.
Yeah. Good
I
idea.
will take any and all back pain solutions coming our way right now, guys, on the Carbless Talk and Text line, 800-990-3776. I will also take all suggestions on the YouTube stream this morning if you want to weigh in. Again, I'm in Bristol, Connecticut for some ESPN assignments. I was here last night. I was here the night before, and it was the second night that got me. Bad pillow, bad mattress, don't know what it is, but I am in agonizing pain this morning as we are here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Lots of stuff to get to this morning. We got Jason Wilde coming up. Chewy already mentioned his power rankings. You probably have heard the latest on how athletes now will be paid. Within the next month or so, college programs, college athletics will be able to pay athletes. We're going to talk about how that affects Marquette and how that affects Wisconsin specifically. And stop bringing your Costco card to the airport. All that and more on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Find out what all the screaming is about. Buy two, get one free offer right now on Screamin' Sicilian at your local Piggly Wiggly stores. Deal ends today. Today's the last chance you can get buy two, get one free on all Screamin' Sicilian at Piggly Wiggly stores. Think about what that means. Yes, it means the regular Screamin' Sicilian, thin and crispy, tavern style, or, Joshy, my favorite, the Detroit style pizza.
The single best frozen pizza on earth.
I still don't know how they did it. I don't know how they got the crust to be so good with the Detroit style pizza. You just need to try it. So take advantage. Buy two, get one free right now. Piggly Wiggly stores on Screamin' Sicilian pizzas. Again, offer ends today. Time to stock up your freezers on all your favorite Screamin' Sicilian flavors and find out what all that screaming is about.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We've still got some delays out there right now. Northbound on 43, backing up from Kilbourne all the way up towards Keefe. We've got the southbound side tightening up just a little bit right past Silver Spring. Southbound on 41, slowing down from Silver Spring all the way to Burleigh. Northbound slow from Watertown Plank Road up to about Capitol. And then we've got a crash on the off-ramp from 94 southbound to Ryan Road. Traffic is brought to you by the Bud Pavilion's free concert series. Wednesday Night Live at State Fair Park. Gates open every Wednesday at 6. Live music with Cherry Pie starts at 7. Wednesday Night Live at the Bud Pavilion. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Today, midday clouds, afternoon haze, a high of 75. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 63. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Turn those hoop dreams into reality with Precision Sports, your one-stop shop in southeastern Wisconsin for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator basketball hoop systems. Installation of new or old hoops and completely customizable painted court lines. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
Teams are battling for the championship, and there's no better place to get in on the intensity than ESPN Bet. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Evan Cohen here. It's time to turn things up a notch. This summer, don't binge watch shows. Binge s'mores by the campfire. Press pause on the podcast and press play on the warm weather vibes. Here's your chance to win $10,000 for your ultimate summer. What are you waiting for? Take your shot with 5-Hour Energy and make this summer your best summer ever. Visit 5heshot.com for full details and rules and to enter today. No purchase necessary. Ends June 30th, 2025.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your really expensive limited edition sneakers and your new suit for your cousin's wedding. Except you never actually bought the suit because you can't stop buying sneakers. So you show up to the wedding looking like you're going grocery shopping. But hey, at least your sneakers will look good in the pictures, until you're cropped out of every last one of them. So go ahead and get Progressive, so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
The Protect the Package golf outing takes place on August 16th at Ironwood Golf Course. Come be a part of the most unique outing in the state while helping loved ones battle cancer. Proceeds benefit the This Time Tomorrow Foundation. Sign up your foursome at thistimetomorrow.org under the Events tab.
Ready, down, put. All Packers, all the time.
He was a field tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Always great to get the insight from our friend and teammate Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Good morning, Jason. How are you today?
Just trying to beat the garbage and recycling trucks.
Get them.
Oh, you're running the cans out to the corner?
Yeah, out to the bins. And I have this, look, I have issues. I know I have issues. But, like, when Tuesday comes, I always want us to be completely garbage and recyclable free by the time that after the garbage truck and the recycling truck comes. So, like, I don't want any leftover garbage or trash in our house.
Same way.
So, like, for example, like last night, I mean, our garbage day isn't today, it's later this week. But last night, like, as I was cleaning up after dinner, I had to put a new bag in the garbage. So even though that thing is like maybe an eighth full, you would still take that out to the garbage?
Yeah, I would say it's more of a quarter full here, but yes, absolutely. Right now, that's what's
full
happening.
is full.
Yes.
Right?
It's not empty.
No.
If it's, it's not empty.
You know what the nice thing is in Florida? You can pull your landscaping crap out there too. They take everything.
Really?
You can't do that here.
Ooh, no.
Yeah.
They have
Very
special
fun.
pickups for that.
Okay.
I've got a whole other issue with that now because we had a vacant lot on our streets, beautiful wooded lots, and now someone has bought it and they're going to build a house on it. And so now I have to find somewhere else to put my grass clippings.
Wait, you were just dumping it on somebody else's property, Jason?
We call that illegal dumping.
Come on, man.
Well, I mean, we've lived here. This will be 13 years we've lived in this house. It's always been empty, so it's a perfect spot. And now someone dared to buy it after 13 plus years. So yeah, you're right. It is unbelievable.
The panel,
I can't believe it either.
The panel is telling me that you've never taken trash and thrown it into a dumpster of a house that's being built in the neighborhood. I do that all the time.
Yeah, they're perfect over there. I mean, we got people that poop in people's yards on this panel. But
you didn't hear me. Jason, you did not hear me being critical. You did not hear me being critical of tossing those grass clippings, did you? Did you?
I did
Just
not.
minding my own business over here in Bristol. All right, Jason, let's get to this. Before we ask you about this, I want to get to some sound that I don't think the guys shared with our loyal listeners yesterday, and that is from Mark Murphy reacting to the decision to cut Jair Alexander. Take a listen.
When you look at the construction of the roster this year, obviously it leaves a hole when you lose a lockdown corner like him. What do you feel about the team's ability to absorb that type of hit?
I feel pretty good. I think Keyshawn Nixon, what a great story. He's undrafted, he's an all-pro returner, and and the reality is, for like the last 4 years, Jair's about half of the games he's been able to play. So, we've been used to it.
The hell's that mean?
Jason, your reaction to that answer, it feels like he's trying to be complimentary of the guys that remain, and that's where we want to roll this story forward. As far as the guys who remain, corners, safeties, defensive backs as a whole, how confident should Packers fans feel about the talent they have out there without Jair?
Yeah, first of all, God, I'm going to miss him. I mean, you just never know what he's going to say, right? Like, you don't. Can you imagine Bob Harlan saying, Well, I mean, he missed half the games, so we're used to it. Like, again, he's got no filter, right? None.
No.
Like you're the president. That's not your rule. Anyway, I hope Ed Policy is as loose-lipped as Mark Murphy. Look, I think they have three potentially good players at that position. He's right about this. Mark Murphy's right about this. Keyshawn Nixon is a heck of a story. I mean, he got here. He was a one-year minimum contract deal guy from Vegas. They signed him basically because Rich Bisaccia really liked him. And he has gone from basically being just a special teams guy, not even like a returner when he first got here, but basically a special teams guy to all-pro returner to nickel corner to starting outside corner. And now between him and Hobbs, CB1. So he is a great story. They did pay Hobbs, and they signed him thinking that they weren't going to have Jair Alexander. That's what they thought in March, and that's kind of what they figured all along. And then I really like Carrington Valentine. If I had been Mark Murphy and I was talking somebody up to Dave Schrader from WVAY, I would have brought up Carrington Valentine. I think he could be, part of that long tradition of seventh-round picks who turn out to be really good football players, right? I mean, Rasheed Walker is one right now on this roster. Obviously, the knucklehead that I do a radio show with is one of the best that they ever drafted in the seventh round, Donald Driver. I think Carrington Valentine has a chance to be able to be talked about with those names. So I like those three to varying degrees. I don't know enough about Hobbs. Like, he wasn't at the OTA in a personal matter last week. So I've seen him once. I mean, he's wearing Charles Woodson's number. No expectations there. But, like, the guy played 11 games last year. He's not that much more durable at this point based on his track record than Jair is, and he certainly doesn't have the accolades Jair had. So that, they signed him, they paid him, he got, I think, $16 million guaranteed, but I don't see how good he is right now. I have no idea. So, I appreciate Mark being complimentary, but the fact of the matter is that there are question marks here. And we knew there were going to be question marks. And to me, the biggest question in terms of roster building here is, I think Goody had made up his mind when the season ended. I mean, I think he probably made up his mind before the season ended, right? That they were going to move on from Jair. I mean, I go back to this. I watched you guys talking to Rob yesterday, and he didn't mention this. I still go back to the NFL meetings, and Brian Gutekunst, who never wants to talk about hypotheticals, delivering the hypothetical of, well, if he's not going to be on our team and helping us win games, then we want to get something in return for him because we invested a lot in Jair. That is a hypothetical, if he's not going to be on our team. So I've never heard a GM during my time covering the team since Ron. Ron would talk about everything because he was a straight shooter. I've never heard anyone before that talk about the idea of trading someone who is currently on the roster and under contract. And so they obviously knew that this was going to be the end game almost certainly, right? We can all agree on this panel that that's what they thought?
Yes.
Then to only add Nate Hobbs and Micah Robinson in the seventh round, I'm not going to be flamboyant and say, oh, it's roster building malpractice or anything like that. But you look at their depth chart, and Kalen King and Micah Robinson and some other guys you've never heard of are carrying a lot here in terms of the expectation of them being good enough.
But, Jason, are they? Because they're more than willing to drop the safeties that they drafted last year that they trust into the slot as well. So I think the depth there is also being covered by Javon Bullard and Evan Williams.
Right, but I would argue that they got a bunch of slot guys. Right? I mean, Keyshawn Nixon, who has shown he can play outside, has been a slot guy primarily. And when in the first OTA practice, what they did, and it does give them flexibility, but when we saw the number one defense and Hobbs was here, sometimes Hobbs played outside, sometimes Nixon played outside, and then the other one was inside. Great. I'm not talking about if they have those three and Bullard as their fourth, I got no problem with that. But if you think you're going to get through a 17-game NFL season, especially with your bye week after 4 games, without any of those three missing time, that all three will make all 17 starts or whatever it is, good luck. I hope it works out for you. But I just they did move on from 3 corners who, no matter how good, bad, or indifferent you feel about Eric Stokes, Corey Ballantyne, and Robert Rochelle the musical, you knew that those guys had played snaps in your system. And maybe these young guys spring up and play at a high level. But I think we at the same time have to be realistic and say they're going to be playing some really, really good wide receivers up and down their schedule. And we don't know how good Nate Hobbs is. We don't know how durable Nate Hobbs is yet. I still don't know, and I'm a huge Keyshawn Nixon guy. But is he a number 1 corner in the NFL? I would say his meteoric rise on this team, I wouldn't bet against him, but he hasn't proven that he can be that down in and down out. And then you've got a bunch of 7th-round picks, Harrington Valentine, Kalen King, and now Micah Robinson. So there is a lot to be proven from that entire group. All of them, in some way or another, has something to significantly prove.
Jason, you know Jair. Is he going to try and steer himself to a place to stick it to the Packers, or will it be a money grab for him?
I think his ideal situation, of course, Chewy, would be both, right? Like if Minnesota, if Detroit, if Philly, obviously all of whom are contenders in the NFC and all of whom are on the Packers schedule, give him good money, I think that's going to appeal to him, because while I don't think he has hard feelings for his teammates or for Jeff Hafley, I do wonder how he feels about how last year was handled in terms of the time he was missing, and it was really Bakhtiari 2.0 in terms of, Matt LaFleur did a better job of not showing off all of his frustration, but not a ton better. And then I do wonder how he feels about how Goody handled the situation too. So I would think that he would love that opportunity. At the same time, he chose not to come back here, even though he has some of his closest friends in the world on the roster, whether it's pride or whether it's how low the number was that they were willing to actually pay him beyond the incentives. He chose not to come back. So I would think that the money will be maybe motivating factor 1A, and the opportunity to face these guys and show them what they missed out on would be goal 1B.
So, Jason, with the money that they save, are they going to do anything with that? Because they've got a boatload of cap space now since they're able to split that cap hit over this year and next.
Yeah. Yeah, my knee-jerk reaction, Gabe, would be to say, well, now they've got all kinds of money that they can pay guys that are all in their final year of their contracts, right? I mean, it's 3 guys on the offensive line. There's 2 wide receivers. There's guys on defense. But again, every time I think about them signing a guy to an extension, I hear little Goody on my shoulder with that 1.6 number that he said that's the number of guys that teams sign to a second contract out of their draft classes. And for him, there's a number of drafts that he only signed 1 or none. 2020 and 2021, it's Love and it's Isaiah McDuffie. So I don't even know if they want to use that money for that. I don't think that I will be very surprised if they are marshaling their resources to pay a Trey Hendrickson. I don't see them in the Jalen Ramsey conversation. I mean, that you're just basically trading one kind of high maintenance corner for another, right? If you do that. So I don't know
And older.
Yeah, and I don't think. Great point. So I just don't think that money's burning a hole in Goody and Russ Ball's pocket. Maybe it goes to a Zach Tom extension that they can front load a little bit. Maybe it goes to an extension. I mean, I don't even know because I don't believe that they're going to extend Romeo. So
No.
I would think that they're just going to, put it in the bank and let it sit there. I think that's probably the most likely scenario.
And Jason, I don't disagree with you at all. I think that is the most likely road that the Green Bay Packers take. But I can't help but think about Brian Gutekunst tweeting about urgency. And I don't mean tweeting like literally on the app, but like earlier this year talking about urgency. And every time every time something like this comes up, I'm wondering how he can reconcile these two things. Now you have all this money that you freed up from cutting Jair Alexander. You have talked about urgency. Shouldn't the urgent mind take some of that money and reinvest it in the roster somewhere?
Yeah. Jen, he showed total urgency. He signed a guard and a nickel. I mean, that's urgency, man. I mean, look, I couldn't agree with you more. It's a little late to be going on a spending spree, though, right? Like, this is the time of year that you get Devondre Campbell, and you hope that he becomes a first-team All-Pro like he did a few years ago before becoming a malcontent and then quitting on the 49ers. There's nowhere. Like, it's kind of like having all this money and having nowhere to spend it. Like, I don't know where you spend it if it's not on a trade. Because Trey Hendrickson, if you trade for him, you're giving up a pick and you have to pay him.
Mm-hmm.
The whole point of him being in the position he's in. I don't see Goody doing that since he already celebrated his 30th birthday. So I agree with you about the urgency thing. We were talking about it yesterday, and then I think, illegally used a version of Smokey the Bear for a graphic. So I don't know what urgency is for him if we're just going to give him credit for Aaron Banks and Nate Hobbs. I think he believes, and I don't want to speak for him, I think he believes all these guys that are facing pivotal seasons in their development and have to come to maturity, starting with the quarterback and then going through all those offensive linemen and guys on defense, all these third and fourth year players. I think he's banking on them all feeling that urgency and playing at the level that we've seen flashes of them playing at, and that's going to be enough to get them to be a Super Bowl contender. And if he's right, it's going to be a hell of a story. If he's wrong, they're going to be the 6th or the 7th seed again, and they're going to punch out before the NFC Championship game, and we're going to be talking about, some urgency you showed there.
That's like me believing that every one of my tickets at Potawatomi Sportsbook is going to hit, Jason. I know there's a few that aren't going to, okay? I'm just hoping that more hit than don't hit. So this idea of every one of these guys will elevate their performance this year feels like a fool's errand to me.
Yeah, but maybe, if we use that analogy, maybe you've got one that hits big, right? Like, and is enough to really pad your bank account. And some of the other ones that you miss on, you were close, and they got your hopes up a little bit, and there were some good moments where that bet looked like it was going to pay off, and then it doesn't hit, but at least there was some good. Oh, hey, I can't believe the Pacers are in the finals, even if they don't win it, right? So I am eager to see, but we're talking about Reed and Wicks. We're talking about those offensive linemen playing at a high level. We're talking about some guys on defense. I mean, Gabe mentioned the two safeties. I mean, they need Javon Bullard and Evan Williams to be durable and productive. That would help their defense immensely. So those are all guys they're counting on. Obviously, Romeo Doubs, if he can be really productive and come to work every day, that would be helpful. So there's a lot on the table here, but they are clearly largely counting on improvement from within and significant improvement in year 3 and year 4 from a lot of players.
Jason, we appreciate you hanging out with us. Have a great one. We'll talk to you again soon.
All right, everybody. Take care. Be good.
You can hear Jason Wilde on Wilde and Tausch right after Jen, Gabe, and Chewy each and every morning here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. I mentioned my friends over at Potawatomi set sail this June for a boundless bounty at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. It's a treasure worth $300,000 in cash and prizes. How do you win? Well, you just got to play your favorite slots. 40 winners each Thursday. The $300,000 Boundless Bounty happens this June. Do not miss it. If you want more information, you can go to Potawatomi.com. Must be 21 years old and a rewards member to play.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
The ramp from 94 southbound to Ryan Road. That's a crash there that's going to be affecting your ride a little bit. Northbound on 43, slowing from Kilbourne all the way up to Keefe. Southbound now starting to slow down from Good Hope Road all the way down past Silver Spring. We've also got some delays on southbound 41 from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. Northbound slow from Watertown Plank Road up to Hampton. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner, dedicated to helping businesses do business better. Visit jamesimaging.com. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Midday clouds, afternoon haze, a high of 75. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 63. It's baseball season. Don't let a leaky roof strike you out. Hit a home run with Avondale Roofing, Wisconsin's top choice for quality and protection. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Rivals meet again when the Brewers battle the Cardinals June 12th through the 15th. Come for a duel between the Contreras brothers on the diamond and stay for one of the best weekends of summer. It's Tropical Day, Saturday, June 14th, featuring a Brewers straw hat with special tickets. Then take Dad to the Father's Day game for a Barrelman cooler giveaway on June 15th. It doesn't get any better than this. Get in on the action at Brewers.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Teams are battling for the championship, and there's no better place to get in on the intensity than ESPN Bet. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Brought to you by the Capital One Saver Card. With Saver, you earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining, entertainment, and at grocery stores. That's unlimited cash back on ordering takeout from home or unlimited cash back on tickets to concerts and games. So grab a bite, grab a seat, and earn unlimited 3% cash back with the Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hey, it's Kyle Walsh, and if you're a homeowner like me, you know how it goes. There's always a project that needs attention, and sometimes the big ones, like replacing old windows, get pushed to the bottom of the list. But I'm telling you, this is the time to finally check that box with Universal Windows Direct. They're running their home improvement season sale, and the offer is just too good to pass up. You can get payments as low as $99 a month or no payments and no interest for an entire year. Call 414-410-2000 or go to universalwindowsdirect.com.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Have you never had a good pie?
I've had fine pies. You get no pie.
Right now, yeah.
I mean, it seems that way anyway. But if we get him on those dating sites, it feels like maybe he could.
On 94.5 ESPN.
this situation, we knew that Jair Alexander may be gone, but when you look at who is left, what I am curious about is your concern level. Because I got to be honest, guys, I'm mildly concerned about the talent and the production of the cornerbacks without Jair Alexander. You can look at last year's production by that unit and you can say, well, Jair wasn't there a boatload of the time, a lot of the time. So this is the group with the addition of Nate Hobbs, of course. But Jason mentioned you got some names there of guys who you hope are going to perform even at a higher level. King being one of them that I would like to see take that next step in his evolution. So when I push it through our Seinfeld scale of concern, guys, I got to be honest, I cannot in good faith be at yada, yada, yada right now for the cornerbacks of the Green Bay Packers. If Brian Gutekunst doesn't go out and use some of the money that they got back from cutting Jair Alexander and invest in the cornerback position, or, I'm going to put this out there as a caveat, invest in the defensive line, which would also benefit the cornerbacks, right? Because we know they don't exist in a vacuum. I think I'm at a little stressed on the Seinfeld scale of concern. Gabe, where are you with the state of the cornerbacks of the Green Bay Packers if Brian Gutekunst does not bolster that position?
Well, I'm not expecting him to. I'm not expecting him to do anything. Like, he's known for how long that Jair wasn't going to be on this team. I mean, when you take a look at some of the reporting that's happened, I know Matt Schneidman had that report, a week or two ago saying, oh, the contract's in front of Jair. It seems like that contract was offered a while ago, and that wasn't something that was recent, that they were looking to trade him. The Bills were interested in picking him up, didn't want to pay full freight, though, and that deal ends up falling apart. Brian Gutekunst has known for a long time that Jair isn't a part of this team. I'm yada, yada, yada. They've got three guys they absolutely trust. They're hoping that somebody can develop into that fourth guy. They've got a couple of guys they can drop down into the slot. And I think, honestly, in today's NFL, if you're a team that has 5 corners you trust, I want to see that team. What team has absolutely 5 corners that they trust? And somebody goes down, they go, oh, yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We're just going to plug this guy in. I think if you have 3 guys, that's how it works today in the NFL. Do they have a lockdown guy? No. But I don't think that this is a below average group. It's about an average group. But also, I've been operating under the assumption that Jair wasn't going to be here anyway. So this is what the group is.
Yada. I'm stressed because they're average. They're average. And me and Gabe were talking during the break that, and I think Craig Newsome and Doug Evans from my day were better than these guys because Doug got paid after the Super Bowl. He was sort of, but the difference is our D-line, which makes your corners much better.
When you've got Reggie.
Yeah.
Things just are a little bit
You don't have to cover as long. But what I'm afraid of, because their team is not as good today without Jair. I'm sorry. It's just not.
But
it's not. We all hope for him to play 15 games, and he didn't, but they're not as good. And I have a feeling, I'm just afraid that this is a Wayne Simmons type deal, where we didn't have Wayne for the Denver Super Bowl, and Ron got rid of him because Mike didn't like him. I'm like, who cares? There's people on the team I didn't like. You play football, you go in the locker room, shower, and then you go home. You don't hang out with them.
But at the same time, I just take a look at this, and it's not like...
I'm not saying pay him the whole 17, the guaranteed.
Yeah.
But I think there was a number that they could have got at that he would have been fine with. Maybe it was 7. Maybe it was 8. My guess at the end of the day, when we see what they offered him, I bet it's like 2.5
million. Yeah. I think that's... Yeah, the number is going to be incredibly low, which is why he ultimately decided not to sign it, which is ultimately why he's released. But I guess I just wasn't counting on him. He wasn't here for the second half of last year. And they did fine. And they upgraded.
I don't want to talk about Jair, guys. I don't want to talk about Jair. I want to talk about if the guys they have are good enough for this defense to be imposing, to be intimidating.
No.
When you line up against any offenses, Chew, if these offenses are going shaking in their boots because of who Green Bay has at the cornerback position.
No. And they're 2 injuries away from disaster.
No, but I don't think...
They're 2 injuries away from disaster.
But isn't that everybody?
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. And these rankings, I'm sure, will come out. What's Green Bay's DBs going to be ranked out of 32?
DBs or corners?
Well, because Xavier McKinney, if you include him, is going to elevate the DB.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right.
And the safeties. All 3 of their safeties, I think, are better than all 3 of their corners.
Just go defensive backfield.
They're probably near the top 10.
12.
I'd say 10 or 9.
What's the D-line going to be?
What's
the D-line going to be?
I was about to say, if I want to be optimistic, I was going to say 22nd, yes.
That ain't good enough to get it done, peeps.
No, but I mean, I guess that has nothing to do, again, to me, with the cornerback position. You haven't done anything to upgrade that.
But this is what we're going to battle with, Jen, and I know you brought it up. You need to reinvest that money. Goody is not trading for anybody. It's over. It's done. It's sailed.
I thought that money...
This is what you're going to battle with.
Yeah. Anything with that money, you're reinvesting in the roster you currently have.
Yes.
And extending guys or giving some more guaranteed money to Elton Jenkins, things of that nature.
It's fine to be positive, like, well, some guys got to make that next step. You know, your analogy with Potawatomi. I ain't buying it. I'm not drinking Kool-Aid. I'm sorry. I'm not Kool-Aiding.
Doesn't it stand to argue that with all that comes with Jair, the 2025 cornerback room is better than 2024? You replace Stokes with Hobbs, and now you've got the same guys you had there. Jair was a non-factor for half of the season. Like, I feel like we're double counting Jair. Like, he wasn't there.
Well,
he wasn't a part of the
Joshy,
team
I think
half
it's a
the
good point by you if you're trying to say this idea of addition by subtraction, because also we talk about distraction and we talk about sometimes, that can suck some of the energy, that can suck some of the production out of a room. But over the last 2 seasons, Green Bay was 10-4 with Alexander and 10-10 without him. And I'm not saying that is the end-all, be-all metric. Wins and losses obviously matter tremendously. If I'm Jair's agent, that's definitely something I would have thrown in front of the Packers as a leverage on our side sort of angle. But at the end of the day, I still don't think that these guys, based on what we've seen, are good enough to go toe-to-toe with the wide receivers, the pass catchers that the Green Bay Packers are going to see on a weekly basis. And so, yeah, you're going to be putting a lot on Jeff Hafley's shoulders. And, yeah, you're going to be putting a lot on Xavier McKinney's shoulders. But at the end of the day, I look at all of the talent that all of these teams have at the wide receiver spot and go, man, at least when Ja was out there, I felt like he could win some of those battles. And now, I don't know, one-on-one, Chew, when you look at the wide receivers, let's just go in the division. Let's not even go league-wide. In the division, are you looking at a Keyshawn Nixon, Justin Jefferson matchup going, yeah, Keyshawn can get, 6 out of 10 of those one-on-ones?
No chance. And anyone want to take this bet? I guarantee Jair goes to a team to stick it to the pack. And he plays 15 games and maybe makes the Pro Bowl.
I think he's going to go to the highest bidder.
15 games?
Yep.
I will bet everything I have.
If he goes to a team to stick it to him, you watch. That's just what guys do. It's just what they do.
Well, I think we got 2 polls that we can throw up there today, Joshy, on the Infinity Exteriors poll on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We can do the Seinfeld scale of concern for the remaining defensive backs. Actually, not remaining defensive backs. I want to be clear. Remaining cornerbacks. Because I do think that Xavier McKinney is a stud, and I think he will elevate the ranking of that unit as a whole. But cornerbacks specifically, I want to know where people's concern level is for the guys that remain in that room. And then, Chewy, I like your 15 games.
Yeah.
I like 15. If we set the over at 14.5, will Jair Alexander play the over or the under for his next team? Put that on the Infinity Exteriors Jen, Gabe, and Chewy poll.
The problem with McKinney. Because the defensive line is so bad, they can't use him the way they want to use him. That's why Leroy was so good. Yeah. Because we only had to rush 4. Be like, all right, Leroy, do whatever you want. Just be a ball hawk. They can't do that with McKinney because it's like, oh, God, these guys, because you're going to have leaking water back there because these quarterbacks are going to have 5-6 seconds to throw, and you're afraid to be like, I don't want to bring him up. That's the problem.
I mean, I'm just taking a look at the 2 games they played against the Vikings and the Lions last year, second half of the season with no Jair. Justin Jefferson, 8 catches, 92 yards. Kind of take that for Justin Jefferson. Right?
No touchdowns?
No touchdowns.
Okay.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, 5 catches, 43 yards.
But don't forget that was the first half. He only played the first half because they were up 28-0.
No, this is the second game.
Oh, the second game.
This is the second game.
Okay.
Not the first game where Jair actually played.
Yeah. Remember?
Yeah. So this was the second game. Yes, they still lost this game, but it seemed like they held up okay against him. Seemed like they held up okay against Amon-Ra St. Brown. And it's, I think, a better cornerback group when you replace Eric Stokes with Nate Hobbs. And the NFL obviously agrees based on this contract that Nate Hobbs got, based on the contract that Eric Stokes got. So I think that the cornerback position has gotten better, again, because we all felt good about Jair going into the season last year, and then he just doesn't play for the second half of the season.
Mm-hmm.
The team didn't disintegrate without him. They played pretty well in the second half to make that push to be a double-digit win team.
Comes down to stars, though.
Yeah, oh yeah. That doesn't change.
I mean, you can make the playoffs the way they do, but...
When was the last time Jair was a star?
3 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years. 22.
But my thing with Jair is he hasn't had a major injury.
The shoulder.
Yeah, the first one that he had.
I don't care if our corner can't tackle. Who gives?
That used to be his whole thing.
I cared in 2022.
But I'm just saying, there's no ACL. There's no ACL. There's no anything serious. It's just your PCL. Well, who cares? You don't even need one, I don't think. Although mine hurts right now. I don't know what's going on.
Well, just get rid of it if you don't need it. Just go have it removed.
I'm thinking about it.
We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. I do think it is interesting to see what the confidence level is from the Green Bay Packers fans based on who they have in the cornerback room right now. Nate Hobbs, Keyshawn Nixon, Carrington Valentine, Javon Bullard, Kalen King, Kamal, is it Hayden? Hayden? I don't even know who that guy is. Hayden, Micah Robinson, Gregory Jr., we have talked about him as well, and a few other guys who may be on the practice squad. Let us know your confidence level in the cornerbacks room for the Green Bay Packers headed into the 2025 season on our Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Infinity Exteriors poll. We'll take a break. Roll on right after this.
Is it time to upgrade your windows or doors, but you don't want to spend a fortune? That's where Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin comes in, because Pella, you already know, they're the best in the industry. They've got a product line for every budget. I needed a new door. They came through, put up the design later this summer. They're coming through, putting in the new door. Can't wait to take pictures, share with everybody what that new front door is going to look like on our house. And right now with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, you can get no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. So if the plan is to wait, guess what? You can get it now and then wait, start making payments up to 2 years later. Restrictions apply. Offer ends 6/30/2025. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com. When you head to Pella, tell them that Gabe Neitzel sent you.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN. The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
The people there made it a really great trip. The people in Green Bay were really nice, like literally driving ESPN people around themselves.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. Sponsored by Island Resort and Casino.
The Pancake Palace in Green Bay was outstanding. So really nice trip.
On 94.5 ESPN. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards. They're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel. It's a glow up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. Want in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
Summertime is the time for all the big events. Weddings, milestone birthdays, even corporate events. Elevate every event with Noble Catering, a premier craft caterer in southeastern Wisconsin, preferred by over 30 venues. Noble Catering is also the exclusive caterer of Villa Terrace, an East Side event treasure. And coming in 2026, Noble's new headquarters, a 400-person event venue in the heart of Bayview called Brixton's Turn. Book them for your event at noblecateringco.com.
It's happened again. Another local organization switching to business technology from James Imaging Systems. This time, it's St. Anne Center for Intergenerational Care. CFO Sally Parente.
We were unhappy with our previous vendor. It was always a big production. We also had some issues with pricing.
And now with James Imaging Systems,
the service, the value, and the ease with which we can just keep using their service and not having any big headaches. We're getting value here as well.
Just what you'd expect from James Imaging Systems, a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed company. AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation.
I love that they're a local company. They've been a wonderful business partner for St. Anne Center.
Make the switch to James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
The Bog in Saukville is Ozaukee County's best golf experience. 18 championship holes designed by legendary golfer Arnold Palmer cater to golfers of all skill levels. Settled amongst over 250 acres of beautiful private land, the Bog offers a truly unforgettable golf experience. Play the finest greens of Wisconsin, and after your round, have a signature cocktail while enjoying our Friday fish fry from the clubhouse overlooking the 18th green. It's time to golf, Wisconsin. It's time to enjoy the Bog.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Father's Day is Sunday. Looking for the right gift for Dad? Whether it's a unique craft beer, hard-to-find whiskey, or a spectacular bottle of wine, we've got you covered. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where since 1960, we have provided the best selection and the lowest prices in town. We stock literally thousands of varieties of beer, liquor, wine, and mixers. Over 15,000 actually, but who's counting? The point is, you want it, odds are we have it. Combine our incredible selection and everyday low prices with our 2 convenient locations, and you've got your one-stop shop for Father's Day. Discount Liquor on 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and in Barstow and Maine in downtown Waukesha.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
See our specials at discountliquorinc.com, and happy Father's Day.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Is it against the law to be a moron or no?
The law.
Not yet.
I texted this to Jen earlier. The law does protect some people from things that are called an attractive nuisance.
On 94.5 ESPN.
For your next night out, revel in the fusion and artistry and flavor with sushi at St. Kate, offering guests an elevated experience where freshness and creativity converge in every bite. St. Kate, the Arts Hotel, introduces the addition of an exciting new sushi menu to its culinary repertoire. Indulge in the finest seafood, freshest ingredients, and expert craftsmanship for an inspired and delectable dining journey. Experience the art of sushi at St. Kate. Learn more at stkatearts.com, stkatearts.com.
Are you gathering at the tea?
How are you guys reconciling the Brian Gutekunst urgency comments? Are you just considering them a throwaway at this point? Yeah. I haven't gotten in the habit of interpreting Brian Gutekunst's comments as he just talks to hear himself talk, or the way we kind of reference Mark Murphy at times, where it's like, it's a chuckle fest. So when Brian Gutekunst talks about urgency with this team, I guess I felt like he recognized that the window was open for this team to win a championship, and he has to do his due diligence, and he has to go out and make moves that are going to put them in the best position to compete with the top teams in the league. Am I mistaken to interpret it that way, Gabe?
Yeah, no, it was urgency for everybody else but him.
He's cautious.
Yeah, urgency for everybody else but him. Urgency for the guys that he drafted because they think that those guys are good enough to get where they need to go. They just need to be better than they were last year for some of the guys the year before. I think that's what his urgency comments were about. Jason called it right away, and Jason was right. That's what the urgency was
Gabe,
about.
are you okay with that? Are you okay with the urgency extending to everyone else but not him?
No, I'm not okay with it, but, I mean, but also at this point, like, what are you going to do? What are you actually going to do on June 10th? I know TJ Watt and Trey Hendrickson aren't reporting to mandatory minicamp because they're looking for new deals. But what are the odds you actually are going to trade for one of them? That either one of them actually get moved? I know it's nice to dream about Trey Hendrickson, but the chances that the Bengals actually move him seem slim to none. So on June 10th, there's only so much you can do at this point. Like, that work needed to be done earlier this offseason, if that's what you were looking for. Whether it was another corner, whether it was another pass rusher, like, that work needed to be done earlier. Because now you just got to hope something falls into your lap.
The problem is their A players don't play like A players. They don't. Jordan didn't play like an A player. Rashawn Gary didn't play like an A player.
Are they?
No one progressed as a receiver to play like an A player. Tucker Kraft is close to an A player. Jair didn't play like an A player because he didn't play.
Well, yeah. I mean,
those are all guys you're like, okay, A players, you got to play like A players. You have to. You know? That's how you win.
And I guess I would make the argument that I don't know if Rashawn or Jordan have ever been A players. They're getting paid like A players.
Yes.
One of those is still, obviously, Jordan is still, continuing his growth as a starter in the league. I think Rashawn is what Rashawn is at this point.
Correct. Which I wonder if just had Goody in this room and say, "Did you screw up?" He's never going to say it publicly.
Yeah.
Did you screw up? Yeah, I did. Which is fine. You have screw ups, but when you have screw ups, you got to nail drafts.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. If they want to make it to the NFC Championship game, Jen, those guys I mentioned minus Jair have to be A players. Have to be, That's how you do it.
Do you think he called on Hendrickson? Do you think Brian Gutekunst made a call over to the Bengals just to see what their price would be for a trade?
Yeah, the only reason you do it, though, in case the media got a hold of it. See, I called.
Well, and that's what Goody used to do when he first took over the job. Like, the Packers were involved in every free agent. They were involved in every trade. Well, the Packers are at least kicking the tires. Like, that's a Goody special. Like, he knows how to play that game because he wanted to get their names out there because it never seemed like Ted ever got their name out there.
Yeah.
Like, Goody was always in the mix early on in his tenure.
Serious? No, he was not.
Because I don't think the Bengals are serious about trading him either. Like, trades are two-way streets. Like, it has to, go both ways. And I don't think the Bengals want to trade him.
They don't because there's pressure on that organization now.
Mm-hmm.
You got Joe Burrow, you signed those receivers. Okay, we need to be in the mix, not missing playoffs. And they can't trade him. Or they're going to stink.
I mean, they might stink with him.
Yeah.
So I just don't think that Goody can do anything really about it. Again, unless something just trips, stumbles, and falls into his lap.
I mean, do you guys want Jalen Ramsey?
No. No, thank you.
No.
Well, that's it.
Not only does he have the reputation he has, he's older than Jair.
Yeah. Yeah, and the only reason I was telling Gabe during the break, the only reason I said Jair 15 games is because he's signing a one-year deal and he wants to get paid.
I get it, Chew.
Yeah.
100%.
And he wants to get paid.
It's interesting how that type of stuff will motivate somebody to be available.
Yeah, and anyone
we roll on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy after this.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got a crash now on 94 eastbound, right about at 68th Street, off on the right shoulder, making for delays all the way back to 84th. Something to keep in mind there. We've got delays pretty much stretching all the way to about 35th Street. The westbound side, delays backing up from 20th Street all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. More delays heading from the Zoo interchange to the county line. Northbound 43 backed up from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way to Keefe. Traffic is brought to you by Racine Danish Kringles. Order Dad Kringle for Father's Day at Kringle.com. Have it shipped right to Dad, Kringle.com. Racine Danish Kringles, not just a treat, it's a tradition. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, midday clouds, afternoon haze, a high of 75. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 63. Weather is brought to you by Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. IndyCar XPEL is coming up June 19th through the 22nd. Get your tickets today and check out the full season schedule at roadamerica.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
For your next night out, revel in the fusion of artistry and flavor with Sushi at St. Kate, offering guests an elevated experience where freshness and creativity converge in every bite. St. Kate the Arts Hotel introduces an exciting new sushi menu to its culinary repertoire. Indulge in the finest seafood, freshest ingredients, and expert craftsmanship for an inspired and delectable dining journey. Experience the art of sushi at St. Kate and learn more at stkatearts.com.
Summerfest brings the biggest names in live music to Milwaukee's lakefront across 3 unforgettable weekends, including performances from James Taylor, Chicago, Devo, plus Richard Marx, Rick Springfield, George Thorogood, Sebastian Bach, and more. Don't miss Milwaukee's Summerfest, presented by American Family Insurance on June 19th through 21st, June 26th through 28th, and July 3rd through 5th. Get tickets now at summerfest.com.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Bruston Nortman from 2 to 5 every day. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime.
The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Is this a thing that y'all do where you just pee outside?
Yes. Saving water, conserving water.
What do you mean saving
And it's
water?
good for
'Cause
the
you're not
soil.
Flushing?
Yeah. Well, I was in the locker room showering, and I had to go, so there we go.
No, I would say on average I zizzle, 8 times a day. 4 are outside.
What? If you're sitting on the couch, will you go, I gotta go pee and walk out the back door?
Or the front door.
Anyway, I think the guy in the shower opposite saw me. Gave me a dirty look.
You went in the shower.
Yeah, so what? I'm not the only one.
The front door?
I got big arborvitaes right in front, and I hide behind those.
Could it be because you don't want him to know that you have a friend who pees in the shower? I think it is. I think that's exactly what it is.
Why couldn't you just wait?
I was there. I saw a drain.
Since when is a drain a toilet?
It's all pipes. What's the difference?
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
She wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight. He ain't doing nothing but running his mouth.
It's always so interesting to me to have conversations about the Green Bay Packers with people here at ESPN who don't cover the team or talk about the team and aren't as entrenched in the team as we are. So I'm in a production meeting yesterday, and obviously the Jair Alexander news breaks, and of course that becomes a topic that people want to know about. Why did this happen? The perception of Jair Alexander for a lot of people outside of the Green Bay insular circle is, isn't this guy like one of your best players? Isn't this guy like, a 2-time Pro Bowler? Isn't this guy like really, really good? Why would the Packers cut Jair Alexander? And so then you got to do that deep dive of, here's the injury history. Here's some of the idiosyncrasies of Jair. Here's where the situation was at the end of the year about him, saying, I don't have anything good to say when asked to talk to the media. So you start laying out all of those things. And the reaction to some of those things were red flag. Ooh, that's a red flag. Ooh, that behavior is a red flag. And so then we started talking about red flags, just generally speaking, right? Things that people do that you don't need to know anything else about them, and your radar goes off. Red flag. I don't know if I want to be in a relationship with this person. I don't know if I want that person representing my organization. So we're putting together a list, guys, here of human red flags. And at that list, on the top for me, number 1 with a bullet, is talking on your frickin' phone on speakerphone in public. If you are FaceTiming or you are speakerphoning without headphones in public, that's a major red flag for me. I don't need to know anything else about you. You could be summa cum laude of your class, and I'd be like, no, thank you. You obviously don't understand human interaction, human decency. Gabe, is that an acceptable red flag for my list?
Yeah, absolutely. No, if you're doing that in public, you can't be trusted. You just can't be trusted. Yeah, it might be a fine person otherwise, but you can't be trusted. I can't trust you to make good decisions or understand that there are other people in this world other than yourself.
I only got one red flag, and it kind of covers everything. It's just a blanket red flag.
What?
Don't trust people whose eyes are too close together. That's what my dad always said. Kind of covers it all. You ever heard that before?
I've heard you say it before.
You've never heard it.
Not before you have said it.
From people with wisdom. I don't have wisdom.
I'm aware.
That's why I refer
which is
to
why
people
I was
with
not.
wisdom.
Well, speaking of people with wisdom, Joshy, I think you've got a list of things.
Have you heard that before?
No, and I'm going to move past it because I don't know what it means, and I don't like the sound
People's
of it.
eyes are too close together. We know what people like. Jackie Onassis's eyeballs were at her temples. We know. Am I right?
Thanks for a modern reference. One of the things right away that always sticks out is people who don't take their cart back. If you deem yourself too important, too big, your time too important to do the simple task of returning it to the corral, you're a bad person, and what you do when other people aren't watching is worth being
What about
judged.
if there's no corrals and you got to go all the way back into the store?
Walk your ass back in.
No.
Yes.
No.
Two, you might take offense to this one, Chewy. People who treat service industry people poorly. I think if there's somebody who you view as lesser than you, that you treat as lesser than you, that says a lot about yourself.
What's TEP stand for?
It doesn't stand for what you think for. That is
Yes, it does.
That is not the actual meaning of it. I believe that is something that has taken off since then. I think Jen is right on with her playing music, like even music in public. People who just like listen to the fact that they have to make announcements on airplanes now. You are required to wear headphones. When did we think that wasn't a requirement? That seems to be pretty straightforward. Another one. What else do I got here? I got a lot going.
How about overly aggressive drivers and really? How about the person that stays in the left?
I was about to
lane
say the person who parks in the left lane, also somebody who cannot be trusted.
The person who parks in multiple parking stalls. I don't care how nice you think your car is. Nobody else does. It's a door ding. You can get it buffed out. You'll be fine. We'll take it over to Chewy.
We actually like that.
Right.
Yeah. Take all the spots. Use every spot. I'd actually like the spots to be smaller so we can get more cars in there.
See, now we're talking. Now we're agreeing on stuff.
I do like that Chewy just brought up his strategy of don't go to any of Chewy's establishments because you know the parking spots are going to be close together just so that they can incur some dings on the doors, and then go to the body shop that's next door. That feels like a strategy that Chewy just shared with us. I will talk about the airplanes. You guys mentioned it a second ago. If you take your shoes off on an airplane, you cannot be trusted. That is a human red flag. Human red flag. Right?
If you're taking your shoes off anywhere in public other than the beach.
But what about flip-flops on a plane? It's the same thing.
Don't wear flip-flops on a plane.
I mean, I don't. But
Good.
people do.
Yeah.
You sure you don't?
No, I don't.
It seems like I feel like you might be like, it's a nice day.
No, because they say if something ever happens with the plane, you want shoes to get the hell out of there as quick as you can, and you can't move that well. And
that's just thinking.
Yeah, right?
That's just thinking. I love it.
So let's play this out. You are going to survive the plane crash and then have shoes to get down the wing as you exit. Gotcha.
Correct.
Yeah, better to have shoes than flip-flops in that situation,
he's
Joshy.
running away from the plane, Tom Cruise style.
But I do have a problem with this, Jen. A huge problem with it, where girls can wear open-toed shoes into an establishment and guys have to have closed-toed shoes. That's not fair. And there's a lot of that in Florida.
Well, I'm assuming that these
Wait,
are...
a place has a closed-toe shoe policy?
For men.
I'm assuming this is a nicer...
You've never heard of that?
Is this a nicer establishment?
Yes.
Because if you go out for a fancy dinner, right? You're going out, you're paying a bunch of money, you're probably going to have, maybe not you, but most other people would have, pants and a collared shirt, and they're going to wear, dressier shoes with that. Where for women, the dressier shoes, like I was just at the Lombardi. I was just at the Lombardi this past week for the gala. A lot of women are going to be wearing open-toed shoes because their nicer shoes are open-toed shoes. Guys are going to be wearing the dress shoes.
What if I wear the exact same shoes my wife wears? A little weird, but I do that. They're throwing me out.
The amount of money I would pay to watch you walk around in some
In
heels.
wedges? I don't know how you guys do that. Holy cow, like the stilettos?
Oh, man. The ankle's got to be strong.
Yeah, and balance. Yeah.
And I think, look, when it comes to human red flags, again, this came up with the Jair Alexander thing yesterday in a production meeting where some of my colleagues were saying, oh, those are red flags, sort of justifying or at least explaining why the Packers parted ways with the talented and mercurial cornerback. But I think what Joshy was mentioning was they are signs of bigger issues, right? It is not the cart not being returned to the corral. It is not the not wearing shoes on the airplane. It is what those things represent, which I think is like, Joshy, to your point, a selfishness or I'm the center of the universe and I don't have any regard for the other people who might be orbiting in the same space that I'm orbiting in.
Yeah. Yeah. To me, it's behaviors that are indicative of larger issues. And they pop up in, like, to me, I think people who are too obsessed with things from their childhood, say, people in their 30s and 40s who are still obsessed with Harry Potter. It's time to move on. We got to be adults now. We got bills to pay. We can't stop worrying about wizards and wands and flying broomsticks. I think we all got to grow up.
But what's going to happen with Jair, and that's why I said 15 games, is he's going to sign a one-year deal. He's going to play outside of his mind, and the next team that signs him are a bunch of idiots because he's going to revert right back to where he was.
Luckily for Jair, there are a bunch of idiots in the league.
Yes. Yeah, you watch. That's how it'll play out. I wouldn't touch a guy like that with a 10-foot pole.
Wait, so Josh, how do you...
800-990-3776. What were you going to ask, Josh?
Well, how do you feel about Disney adults like Brooke Lopez?
That is the platonic ideal of somebody I judge and think, get a life, it's for kids. I know we like Brooke, but come on.
What is he like?
Like,
Disney?
did you
Disney? Like him and his brother go to like the theme parks all the time.
A new roller coaster opened or something at one of the parks.
Oh, so
and there was a bum rush, and it was all grown up.
They closed. So I found out about this over the weekend. They closed Muppet Vision 3D. I saw this, and
that's just thinking of how adults are so into things.
Yeah, well, so yeah, like Peter Burns, I was doing Best Week Ever with him, and he brought it up, and I'm like, sorry, man, I'm 39 years old, I don't have kids, I couldn't tell you the last time I've been to a theme park, because I'm pretty sure if I show up at a theme park, I end up on lists everywhere.
But aren't you a Star Wars dork?
I like Star Wars. I'm not dressing up to go see the movies. Like, you can go want to see the movie. Like, if there's a new Star Wars show, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna watch it. I'm not gonna dress up and bring a lightsaber
on your meter. I mean, no one knows that James Earl Jones was in fucking Star Wars. I mean, come on, give me a break.
I think that's the top 3 things people know about James.
No.
The only thing I will say, Joshy, is because I've been working through this since you said it on the adults, like being very invested in all those things. I don't necessarily know if that shows an inability to acquiesce to society or your sphere's needs. Like, these other things to me are a sign of not recognizing that you live in a society, that you are not the only one. I'm not sure how someone's obsession with Harry Potter or someone's obsession with Star Wars is affecting the rest of the universe in a negative way.
I think it's different. I think it's certainly more, it's not societal, as you would say. I think it's more just the way I think those people approach the world that might be negative. There's also another one that I think goes untalked about is the constant one-upper in a conversation.
Yeah.
That's something, when you notice that and you notice somebody has a tendency, you're like, I mean, I can't even tell the most benign story without you one-upping me. Like, I wasn't even trying to impress with that story.
Oh, you think that's cool? Wait till you hear this.
Yeah.
Like, and there's a fine line, because I think conversationally somebody mentioned something, you mentioned something back. But when it is rapid fire and their story is always just a touch better, that's telling me about like an insecurity.
Yeah, because, I mean, for example, our guy, he's got a lot of stories. Big guy's got a lot of stories. Played in the NFL, has come across a lot of interesting people. For example, the fact that Jim Craig is your neighbor down in Tampa. Like, it's just wild. It's like a Forrest Gump type existence. So you got a lot of stories. But I don't ever feel like you're trying to top somebody else's story. You're just like, hey, this is kind of...
I've never felt that way.
Like, hey, this is kind of funny. I want to tell the story.
Not everyone has a blammer.
Correct.
Like, I got 3 of them.
Right. Well, and also
Wait, you're hiding out 2 other blammers?
Not everybody has a story of interacting with Reggie White. Like, you can't tell that story if you were to, like, you're not one-upping. You're telling a story people find interesting. People want to know about people like that. There's a big difference. But if I say...
But, Josh, when you hear a one-upper... When you hear a one-upper, right, and you're having a conversation and they pop in and then you recognize it immediately, isn't there any party that feels a little bad for them?
Yes.
Isn't there any part of you that, like, because I go straight, I didn't used to do this. I used to be super annoyed. But now when I interact with somebody like that, I have that empathy where I'm like, oh, you either feel inadequate in some way, you have imposter syndrome in some way. There's like something happening here, and I kind of back off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think like all of these, they are different things you can notice in people that probably tell a bigger story. Whereas somebody who's selfish, I view different as somebody who feels like inadequate. You know, like it is still a character flaw that you're able to tell through these small things, but you treat them all differently to me, I guess is how I approach it. Like all the things I've mentioned are unique in pretty much their own way, except for those first two being pretty similar.
Yeah, I'm a complainer. It probably drives you guys. I'm not that bad. Well, maybe. All right, I am. Okay, I get it. After that look, because I know Joshy at times like, here we go.
Just remember, that didn't translate on radio, but I was watching on the YouTube stream, so I saw Gabe's skeptical look. And also it was like, hey, hold yourself accountable. Hold yourself accountable here. And in that split second, Chewy was like, you know what? Actually,
but that is...
He's got self-awareness when he's being an NFL boy.
That is 1,000% football. Because in that lot, everyone complains. Everyone's miserable.
So it's not your fault.
Complains.
It's not your fault. It just wore off playing 9 years in the NFL.
Yeah.
Also,
800-990-3776.
Myself.
Oh, go ahead, Josh.
I said, as a complainer myself, I can understand where Chewy's coming from. I think most of my friends would say I complain. It's a lot of times to humor myself and the rest of the group.
Yeah.
Like I proclaimed the other day when we were hungover that it was the worst day of my year, hanging out with all these people, and it got a good laugh. I was complaining, but I was trying to.
You got a good chuckle.
Yeah.
Misery loves company. Me and Josh.
800-990-3776, looking for human red flags. Again, prompted by the Jair Alexander dismissal, the cutting that occurred yesterday. As I was talking to people here in Bristol about that situation, there seemed to be a misunderstanding about why the Packers might do that. And then when we started talking about some of the things that had taken place, the reaction was, oh, those are red flags. What else are some human red flags? Things that when you see people do them, you go, yeah, not great. Not sure I want that person on my team, in my circle, a relationship with them. We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. I guess power rankings are next. What in the world is Chew going to talk about today? Oh, wait, he told us an hour ago. We'll get to that list right after this.
Doesn't matter what age you are, low testosterone can be an issue for any guy. That's where Mentality comes in. Local healthcare facility specifically dedicated to helping men feel and perform at their very best. Look, so what does that mean? Well, if you're dealing with low testosterone, Mentality is the first place you need to go. Well, how do you know if you're dealing with low testosterone? Maybe you're tired, groggy, don't feel like yourself, don't have that energy that you once did. Those are all signs of low testosterone. So go to Mentality, book the appointment, lowtusa.com. Go through the process, you get a blood panel done, and within a week, you get your results back. Testosterone levels are low. Mentality can give you a customized testosterone treatment plan just for you. That's what they've done for me. It's how I have the energy to be able to do this show, the stuff I do for the network, On the Tee coming up later today. Because I've got that energy thanks to Mentality. My testosterone levels are right where they need to be. So go to lowtusa.com. Mentality allows treatment to fit into every guy's lifestyle. Learn more about Mentality. lowtusa.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
4394 northbound at Holt Avenue. We've got the right lane blocked with a crash, so watch out for that. Squad's on the scene with that one. Then, and a little bit further north on northbound 4394, right just past Howard Avenue, we've got another crash off on the left shoulder. This is to go along with the other crash that we have on eastbound 94 at 68th Street. That one off on the right shoulder. Delays coming in from 92nd Street past that point all the way through to 35th. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. John Neal and his team know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, midday clouds, afternoon haze, a high of 75. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 63. Weather is brought to you by Tsunami Express Car Wash. Visit any of their 6 locations in the Milwaukee market today. Try your first wash free when you sign up online at tsunamiexpress.com. Wash, chill, repeat. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Summertime is the time for all the big events. Weddings, milestone birthdays, even corporate events. Elevate every event with Noble Catering, a premier craft caterer in southeastern Wisconsin, preferred by over 30 venues. Noble Catering is also the exclusive caterer of Villa Terrace, an Eastside event treasure. And coming in 2026, Noble's new headquarters, a 400-person event venue in the heart of Bayview called Brixton's Turn. Book them for your event at noblecateringco.com.
I'm Monica Kessler.
Monica makes sure that everything at Kessler's is worthy of a lifetime warranty.
The quality of your ring is incredibly important when it comes to diamond setting, ring sizing, and repairs.
Monica has been part of Kessler's since she was 6 years old.
Let me tell you how to judge the quality of the jewelry you're buying.
It's easier than you think.
All you have to do is read the warranty.
Most stores offer a 5-year warranty, but Kessler's offers a lifetime warranty, the strongest in the world.
We can do it because we put more gold in your jewelry.
When a jeweler wants to make a bigger profit, they put less gold into the jewelry. This makes it thinner and easier to break.
Theirs might look like ours at first glance, but Kessler's jewelry is made not to break, and that takes more gold.
We give you a lifetime warranty because our jewelry is made to last forever, just like your love.
Gold is more than $2,000 an ounce.
Kessler's gives you more gold, a lot more gold.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, go to KesslersDiamonds.com.
At Potawatomi, where ways to win are endless, another chance to capture epic cash and prizes comes Friday, June 27th. It's the season finale blockbuster drawings. Watch your entries from Enchanted Spins, Unreal Treasures, and Boundless Bounty come together for drawings where $300,000 in cash and prizes is there for the taking. Be there to win your share. June 27th only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 years old to play.
I'm very familiar with Gruber Law Offices because they're always out in the community.
Gruber Law Offices are known to be honest, hardworking.
They're always involved in our neighborhoods.
Gruber Law Offices make our community a better place.
They are the best. For nearly 40 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped people throughout Wisconsin. If you're injured, we're here to help. One call, that's all.
Wisconsin would not be the same without Gruber Law Offices.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Just jump on it.
That's what he did.
Chewy, jump on it, jump on it, jump on it. Slow down.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Well, that will never not be great. Time for Power Rankings. What do we got today? Play the open.
It's Chewy's favorite segment of the week.
Hey, big guy, you catch the game?
It's Power Rankings time on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You catch the game last night?
Can I say yes to you?
What will the big guy have in store for us today?
See the game last night?
Which game?
Any of them.
All right, another great list. The streak continues. All I want from you, now this is tough, okay?
I do like this list.
The category is top 10 inventions that changed the world. This goes all the way back to basically the start of time to present day. And it's difficult. That's why I'll give you 15.
Wow.
To get 7.
All right, I feel like this should be easier than.
I've got 8. I feel pretty good about. You need the marker.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, that was a hell of a catch. I didn't see that. Yeah, I still got it.
The internet has to be on the list.
The internet is 10.
Okay.
10. Good start.
I got to think penicillin is on this list somewhere, right, guys?
It was on a different list, but it's not
on
this
one. Okay,
but
so penicillin is wrong.
That was actually a good guess.
I will say indoor plumbing.
Indoor plumbing? No, because it's not a big deal to me. So it is not on the list.
The printing press.
Ooh, I like that.
The printing press is 2. Good guess. 2.
As I sit here in Bristol, Connecticut, I got to think that the old airplane is on the list somewhere.
Airplane is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Airplane is 6.
Is electricity.
I'm going to say no. That is not
What
on the
about
list.
a
You got to be
basic
more
one?
specific.
What do you mean have to be more
The
specific?
light bulb, probably.
The light bulb is on the plane. That is 7.
Okay.
What about the wheel?
Yeah, I had that
Wheels
down.
number 1. Very good. You guys are doing better than I thought.
I will say, what about the combustion engine?
Combustion engine is 5. Another good one.
You're dominating this list.
You guys are crushing.
Did you guys already say, did somebody already say the telephone?
That feels like a good one.
Telephone is 8. Yeah, you guys are rocking and rolling. You're
Okay, can you tell us the ones
not
we've
as dumb
nailed?
as I
and what
think
we-
you were. Huh?
What about refrigeration?
I've got
ones
it.
have we
Yeah, I've got. Refrigeration. Is it on the list?
Not on the list.
Okay. So we've got wheel, printing press, combustion engine, airplane, light bulb, telephone, and internet.
Yes.
Oh, we're crushing.
You crushing. You got 4 wrong.
Does the
Wait, so did Joshy's guess of the nuclear bomb? Did that make the list?
or nuclear power?
Yeah,
Not
nuclear
on the
power.
list.
Nothing with nuclear.
Come on. Bad
That's
list.
5.
What about just a gun?
Gun, not on the list.
Wow.
That's 6 wrong. Not like it
How many outs did you give us?
I mean, we already.
I gave you 8.
He said we needed to get to 7, which we're already
So
at.
you got wheel 1, printing press 2.
We don't have 3. We don't have 4.
You don't have 3. You don't have 4. You got everything else, and you don't have 9.
And we don't have 9.
You don't have 9.
I cannot believe penicillin wasn't on this list.
That was a miss.
Wild.
With something like television?
Television, not on the list.
What about
You
okay?
need 1 more, I think.
Well, we've got 7. You said we needed 7.
7. Okay.
The combine?
Nope.
The cotton gin?
Nope.
I was just
You
trying to
got
think, like,
1
agriculture.
from way back. It
I love
actually
that we're looking at our
originated.
social studies books here.
It originated
Grade school
in
social studies.
China. And then you have another one from the 18th century.
Is like writing or money?
No, but that was on lists before. Think exploration.
Just a boat?
The compass?
The compass,
compass.
is 3.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay.
Something that we don't use. Well, I guess GPS uses
Yeah,
it,
we
but
are
I haven't
roundabouts.
used
Yeah,
a
we
compass
just-
in years.
One's only been around for 40 years, 50 years.
Batteries?
50
Nope.
years.
40 or 50 years. Yeah.
So it was invented in your lifetime.
Yes.
We already said
Maybe.
the internet.
It goes hand in hand with the internet.
Computer?
Computer is 9.
Oh, I thought they would skip it with internet.
And then the last one, factories, trains, ships.
The assembly line.
Nope. Think trains.
Steel?
Factories,
Railroad?
Nope.
Trains, ships, fasteners.
Coal? The steam engine?
The steam engine.
Steam
There
engine.
You go.
Oh.
You guys did better than I thought. That was good.
Interesting.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's
No,
a
that
lot
was
of things, I was thinking concrete at one point. Like when you
Concrete,
said,
it was
like,
on
for
lists.
infrastructure.
Yes, I've seen that on some lists.
No, that was fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Well done,
And
Chewy.
again, I love that we were able to use
Gunpowder
our
was on
5th
some
grade
list.
social studies.
Fire's not an invention, though. I'm sorry. That's got to be taken off.
Fire's not an invention?
No, that's an act of God.
Oh.
Isn't it all an act of God? Couldn't you like boil it all down to an act of God?
He gave people credit. I think he deserves all the credit for fire. Basically.
Okay,
Is
You know what I'm saying?
it just because the way it can happen via lightning?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's the connection we're making.
I mean, he's like me. I was spoon feeding you some of these answers. He was doing the same thing. Like electricity, probably the same thing.
What about the nuclear bomb?
I don't think he wants anything to do with that.
But it could be harnessed for great things. Nuclear power.
But it can do some bad things.
Sure, it's some real bad
Can
things.
do bad things too. If we're being honest here.
But that's why he invented fire stations. See what I'm saying? All right, we're good.
Do you like how sometimes we just let you talk, Chewy?
Yeah, I
You just
know.
are like, no,
I'm
let him
excited to
cook.
be back. You know?
Yeah, you're excited to be in the One Call That's All Gruber Office Studios.
Here in October.
All right. We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Still much more to get to. Stick around.
For your next big event, Noble Catering has to be your first call. Southeastern Wisconsin's premier craft caterer, preferred by over 30 venues in the area. And coming in the spring of 2026, Noble's new headquarters, Brixton's Turn, a 400-person event venue located in the heart of Bayview's Harbor District. Have beverage needs for that upcoming party? Neat Beverage Catering offers mobile bartending to elevate that event. And last, but certainly not least, we have the stunning Riverfront Bar inside the Associated Bank River Center. Vault, a perfect summer spot before a night out in the town or even a ball game, featuring happy hour specials, a menu with tremendous flatbreads, and my favorite part, the Raw Bar, and of course, an incredible view of the Milwaukee River.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
4394 northbound at Holt Avenue. We've got the right lane blocked with a crash, so watch out for that. Squad's on the scene with that one. Then a little bit further north on northbound 4394, right just past Howard Avenue, we've got another crash off on the left shoulder. This is to go along with the other crash that we have on eastbound 94 at 68th Street. That one off on the right shoulder. Delays coming in from 92nd Street past that point all the way through to 35th. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. John Neal and his team know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Today, midday clouds, afternoon haze, a high of 75. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 63. Weather is brought to you by Tsunami Express Car Wash. Visit any of their 6 locations in the Milwaukee market today. Try your first wash free when you sign up online at tsunamiexpress.com. Wash, chill, repeat. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Don't scroll past summer. Experience it live at Summerfest, because it's more than just a music festival. It's your summer highlight reel. Don't miss Summerfest, June 19th to July 5th. Presented by American Family Insurance. Get tickets at summerfest.com.
Thinking about buying or building a new home? Start with a mortgage pre-approval from Great Midwest Bank and experience a state of tranquility. At Great Midwest Bank, we offer fast approvals and flexible options with experienced loan officers who understand the local market, because they live here too. Whether you're breaking ground for new construction or buying that dream home just around the corner, we'll guide you every step of the way. Bank with confidence and start your journey at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Truck drivers, are you tired of an outdated truck hurting your paychecks? At Schneider, we add new trucks to our fleet every year to keep drivers moving and racking up the miles. Our easy-to-use technology is designed to keep you safe and comfortable while also boosting your income potential. So, are you ready to get behind the wheel of a more reliable ride? Find jobs near you and apply now at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Empower. Jen has ordered a decadent seafood tower, king crab legs, lobster tails, and a waterfall of caviar. Pricey? You bet. But Jen worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy and planned for splurges like these. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Ooh, champagne. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risk. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. OMG, those shrimps are really jumbo.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love. love what you find.
With curbside pickup available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
The Protect the Package golf outing takes place on August 16th at Ironwood Golf Course. Come be a part of the most unique outing in the state while helping loved ones battle cancer. Proceeds benefit the This Time Tomorrow Foundation. Sign up your foursome at thistimetomorrow.org under the events tab.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
So remember he said his birthday?
Yeah.
Maybe we get a little freaky.
Yeah. Everyone's like, oh, look at our horny little boy. Good for him. Like, everybody's so supportive of Giannis, they just kind of look past it.
On 94.5 ESPN.
I was not familiar with this phenomenon, so shout out to Josh DiMaggio for bringing it to our attention. TSA warns Costco cards don't count as real IDs. I mean, A for effort, I guess? Like, in what world can you just whip out a Costco card or your gym card or any other card that may have like a blurry black and white picture of your face and think that that will suffice at TSA? Like, I've had people whose actual licenses, driver's license, have been denied at TSA because they're expired. And now people are trying to whip out their Costco cards? This is arrogance. This is, I don't even
It's
know
insanity.
What is it, Costco card arrogance? Like,
I don't know if it's arrogance, it's insanity is what it is.
So they use the term real ID there because they went through that switch where you have to have like the more
star,
intense. Yeah. And I think what's happening is people don't have it. So then they try and produce a second form of identification. And the next best thing, I guess, would be the Costco card with your picture on it.
Because it's got
as
your
well.
picture, yeah.
Right?
I guess that
seems to be what's happening here, which, I mean, I don't mean to disparage the great people of Costco, but how would that ever work as an actual form of identification? Like, are people using it at bars?
As a backup, so if you're close to being underage or they don't believe it, a lot of times they'll say, give me another form of identification. I've seen that.
Usually that's like passport.
No. I'm saying in a bar, if a kid's 21 and they don't trust a license, they're like, well, do you have a credit card that has this name on it, or a Costco card would work?
Understood, but that's still not proving your age.
No.
Can we talk for a minute, too, about the quality of the old Costco card, okay? If you are watching on the YouTube stream, I'm going to flash my Costco card here, okay? I want you guys to take a look at this picture, okay? I'm just going to try to get it into the camera. Where's the camera here? Here we go. Can you guys see?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, fantastic.
Hold on. That's my nail. Hold on. Backing up. Look at that picture.
Yeah, it's
Look at that picture, you guys. That barely looks like me, let alone using it to get on an airplane to go somewhere.
So what is acceptable at the airport? Obviously, driver's license, a valid one, and just a passport?
Yeah.
That's it.
That's what you need in order to fly, yeah. And now you even need the real ID because that started May 7th. In order to fly, you need the real ID. So if you haven't updated your ID and you haven't flown for a while, make sure you do that. Or just use your passport.
You can't use it on your phone?
No. There's nothing on your phone you can use.
On phones?
No, I mean a picture
Wait
of
a
your
minute.
driver's license on the phone.
No.
Wait a minute. Did you use your Costco card at TSH?
No.
Is this you?
No, but I think you should be able to use it on your phone. Like, there's got to be an app where you're... No? Am I crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is maybe your worst take.
Why?
No, he's had worse ones.
Because you can just recreate something, not actually be you, and have a picture of it. It would be easier to forge.
I don't like carrying a wallet. I never carry a wallet.
Yeah.
Very rarely, unless I'm going out.
But you're carrying a credit card with you.
No, not necessarily. Sometimes I just
But you carry a
raw
wallet
dog
when
it.
you travel, when you're flying,
When I
right?
travel,
like, this is the
I do.
thing.
But I would like to put it... It's just your phone is so accessible, right?
Which is probably why they don't want.
I don't like the wallet in my shorts because there's bunge. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't really
Should be able
bunge.
to
It just kind of
take your-
hangs there. It kind of,
Well, yeah. Sure.
It doesn't really bunge anything.
If carrying a wallet is too much for you, are you able to do anything? It's such low expectations. My wallet is
It's a fair question.
Wallets now, the standard of them are the thin front pocket wallets. You can even put that in your back pocket.
Look at this thing.
Or
look how
people
thin that
put
is.
it on the back of their phones now, gang. They got those little sleeves that like literally
I just think there's an
stick
easier
to the
way.
back of your phone.
There's an easier way.
Why don't you invent an easier way?
I'm trying to get you to invent an app for me where, you need my passport? La, 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 la. There it is. You need my license? You can pay with your phone. I've seen people do it.
Yeah.
What the hell are we doing here?
When did we become app developers? What about us? Looks like app people.
I use them.
Very confident in your abilities, Joshy.
Hey, I just bring the ideas. I'm not taking them to the finish line.
He has been, ever since day one, he has been very consistent about that. He's an idea man.
Yes.
He is not the developer. Never has been, never will be.
Thank you.
We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, and this is an ad by BetterHelp. For Mental Health Awareness Month, BetterHelp surveyed 16,000 people across 23 countries for its first ever State of Stigma report, and here's what they found. 75% of people believe it is wise to seek support, but only 27% of Americans are actually in therapy. When people hesitate to get help, it doesn't just affect them, it impacts their families, their workplaces, and even their entire communities. So, BetterHelp is trying to fix that. With over 35,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served more than 5 million people globally. Why not you next? If you find yourself in a space where you feel like you could use support, you could use a little help, BetterHelp is a great option because they try to make it as convenient as possible, guys. You can join a therapy session with just the click of a button in your home. And if you find yourself not really getting what you need out of that therapist, the good news is you can always switch therapists. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout and you'll get 10% off your first month of therapy. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout. We are all better with help.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman's Brad Nortman. You hear me talk about Carbless and their refreshing flavors all the time. One of my favorites is watermelon, and Carbless just dropped the Watermelon Vodka Cocktail 4-pack. Perfect for chilling, grilling, or game day thrills. You know the drill. Zero sugar, unlimited flavor. Enjoy clean, crisp refreshment without the guilt. That's what Carbless does. Find the new Watermelon 4-packs wherever you get your Carbless. Crack open the taste of summer and get your bliss on.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
It's time. Time for the pro to get everything for the job delivered. Large orders of lumber, doors, windows, paint, plumbing, anything the job needs, all from one partner. Get it today with same-day delivery. Get it tomorrow with next-day delivery on 50,000 plus products. Or get it on your timeline with scheduled delivery on everything from framing to flooring. It's time to get your whole job, all your jobs delivered. Ask about all our new delivery options at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Smalls here. It's time to turn things up a notch. This summer, don't binge watch shows. Binge s'mores by the campfire. Press pause on the podcast and press play on the warm weather vibes. Here's your chance to win $10,000 for your ultimate summer. What are you waiting for? Take your shot with 5-Hour Energy and make this summer your best summer ever. Visit 5heshot.com for full details and rules and enter today. No purchase necessary. Ends June 30th, 2025.
Summer's here, and seasonal businesses are hiring. Everything from hiking guides to surf instructors and more. Whether you're hiring for one of these roles or any other role, you need ZipRecruiter to find qualified candidates fast. ZipRecruiter's smart technology gets to work as soon as you post a job, diving in to find great matches and showing you top picks right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/USL to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Hey, everyone who I let try borscht likes it. They don't love it, but it's a liver.
What an endorsement.
This is your
but hold on.
There's your airline, guys. Good luck. I don't even have to talk anymore.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Def Leppard going to be in Milwaukee next week. The legendary Rockers taking the American Family Insurance Amphitheater stage next Thursday, June 19th, 7:30 p.m. Tesla's going to be opening for them. Tickets are available. Buy them at summerfest.com and Ticketmaster outlets, or just win them right now. We've got 2 tickets. 2 tickets. Caller 5, 800-990-3776. Caller 5 going to see Def Leppard and Tesla next Thursday at Summerfest. Good luck.
We put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Infinity Exteriors Twitter poll this morning. Where are you on the Seinfeld scale of concern for the 2025 Packers cornerbacks? 68% of people are saying yada, yada, yada. Wow, that surprises me that it is that high. I guess in Goody we trust, huh? That's the way this is working, Gabe? In Goody we trust.
I think it's, again, I was not anticipating Jair being on this team, and there just weren't, big difference-making corners you could go out and get in this year's free agent class. So it just kind of is what it is situation. I do want to update this, though, quickly, Jen, from Ashton and Sheboygan. Apparently, you can use a digital ID at 250-plus airports using a TSA-approved digital ID app or your phone's digital wallet. However, the places that Chewy most frequents, Wisconsin and Florida, are not participating states eligible for digital IDs. So digital ID and Chewy's idea does exist, just not where he lives.
You guys are too slow.
I thought that digital ID was like a facial recognition thing. I've used it before in Atlanta.
Yeah, you can use it in Georgia. Yes, that was one of the states.
The eyeball thing?
Yeah, they use a facial recognition and then compare it to either your physical ID or an ID you have in your wallet.
All right, I'm on to the next.
Wallet. Yeah, you're too slow. Sorry,
what a ride that was this morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Wilde and Tausch will undoubtedly do better. They're next on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee.
St. Anne's Center for Intergenerational Care recently switched to change